Hello, everybody. Chief Meteorologist Tim Buckley with you. It's Tuesday. No, it's not. It's Wednesday. Corrected myself right off the bat. Hope you're doing well on this Wednesday afternoon. It's been fairly comfortable around the region today, but cool and crisp, feeling a little bit more like March than April for a change. We've been off to a warm start to the year, a warm start to the month of April overall, but today a little bit of a throwback. And then going into tonight, we have frost as a possibility to talk about. We'll mention how we get into the 30s. Looking ahead, we're getting some signals we could be extremely warm going into next week. Just a lot of things lining up for very dry and very warm weather to be headed our way. So let's get right to it. Thanks for being here with us on Live Weather Impact. Live look, let's say, at Winston-Salem here as we take a look at the Salem Parkway area. A lot of cars kind of sailing by as a smooth sailing day is kind of wrapping itself up here. You'll also notice how green the trees are. Everything is looking very spring-like at the moment, as it'll stay for the next couple of months, of course. Now, the temperatures just continue to kind of be all over the place. So for today, we were only warming up into the 50s during the daytime. And over the next several days, we're going to have a lot of changes. A lot of changes will continue to be moving our way. One of the things that we were noticing today was that it really struggled to warm up from morning into the afternoon. So let's take a look at the time lapse as we go throughout the day. Just some scattered high-level clouds were with us. We started the morning at about 40 degrees and warmed up into the upper 50s to near 60 for the afternoon. Your averages, it's always hard to kind of keep track this time of the year because they're changing so often. What are we usually? Well, the average high for this time of year is 69. The average low is 46. Today was a cooler day than average. The records are there too. That kind of goes to show you can do a little bit of everything. Record low is in the 20s. The record high is almost 90 degrees. We're very, very close to our first 8 o'clock sunsets of the season, and we're now earlier than 7 o'clock for sunrise. So a lot of progress being made on the daylight front. Let's start off by talking about the frost. We have a frost advisory. This might have buzzed your phone earlier today. A frost advisory is here. So what does that mean? Well, it means patchy frost is a possibility and actually an expectation for a good chunk of the area. So across all of the Triad, all of the Piedmont, basically most of North Carolina, we have this possibility. Why? Well, look at the temperature trend. Over the next several hours, we'll be getting down into the 40s by about 10 o'clock tonight. Going into early tomorrow morning, we'll be in the 30s, so there's a lot of chill outside. Overnight lows look to be between about 33 and 36 degrees. And can frost happen when it's above 32? Yeah, if your air temperature is about 35, you can have a lot of variation around a yard, for example. So little cooler spots might be 2 or 3 degrees cooler. So you could actually see frost developing when the air temperature is around 35. So that's typically what prompts a frost advisory. And so what should you do? Protect the plants. Cover them up, of course, as we always say. Watering them during the day really helps as well. So if you go ahead and do that now, they can suck up a little bit of extra warmth into the plant. And then covering them up, that's good, but don't forget to take that covering off the next morning. You don't want to cook the plants. That is totally counterproductive. And everything about this is normal. We tend to have frost concerns, freeze concerns in the month of April. Nothing out of the ordinary whatsoever. So that's kind of where we are for this evening. I do expect tonight to be the last one of these frost advisories, at least for the next 7 days. Can't see too much farther beyond that, but as far as right now, this is the last one that we would be expecting. Why is this happening? Well, high pressure has been in control, and if I kind of zoom this back here to the beginning, that high pressure up in New England, it's bringing down a northeast wind. This northeast wind is sending cool air our way, and really it's going to continue to do that through tomorrow. But as it moves away and exits going into the end of the week, that's when the warmth is going to start to win. So by Friday, we'll start to see that warmth pushing our way, and temperatures will bump up into the mid-70s for highs. That's something we totally expect to happen. Rain, not going to happen. Very dry weather, and just like we were telling you yesterday, over the next 7 days, we're unlikely to have basically any rainfall. And this is a pretty key point. With the drought in place, this is going to make things worse. Drier weather, lower humidity, fire danger rising, all of these things are stuff to consider. And we mentioned that the temperature's going to vary a lot. Cold right now, but look where we go. This is a very dramatic warm-up advertised in the jet stream pattern here. So as we go into next week, I mean, just look at this. This is a large area of warmer than usual air. You're going to have high pressure centered right here in the Gulf. That's going to be pumping us with a lot of warmth into early next week. And there could even be some humidity that starts to rise as part of this as well. So a little bit more of a summer-like weather pattern setting up early next week. Wouldn't shock me a bit if you start to have some upper 80s or even 90s across parts of North Carolina, especially once you get into Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday of next week. So let's keep that in mind. So warm weather on the way, cold air is here right now. Something that will be a bit of a problem, or at least a concern, is the fire risk. So we've talked about this every now and again as we started this drought problem. The fire risk has never gone away. It's always been here. But the next couple of days, we'll start to see it kind of sit in the high range and actually increase over the weekend, Saturday and Sunday, getting into the very high range. So those are going to be issues for us that we'll have to kind of keep an eye on. All that means is just respect the burn ban. The statewide burn ban is still in effect. Respect it. Saturday and Sunday, it could be a little bit higher, that risk of fires starting and spreading, higher risk than it is right now. 7-day forecast, where do we go from here? Well, every day is dry. 60s for tomorrow, 70s for Friday, 80s after that. That's where we're headed. 30s for lows, that's the last time for a while, maybe the last of the year, we'll see. Will be a lot warmer going into next week with possibly some humidity also. That drought is going to get worse before it gets better. Stick around, we have a lot more to talk about as we're joined by Brittany Van Voorhees from Charlotte. There'll be a lot going on. Of course, we had a warm March, we'll talk about that. Also mention how we're still looking at frost potential around the area and maybe take a peek on where the Artemis crew is this evening. Stay with us.